Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Theoni with Thriftydivas, and I'm here with a thrift haul, a little bit at a garage sale. It's just one or two things, and the antique mall. If you missed that video where I actually kind of walked through with you, I will link that down below in the description box for you to go ahead and check that out so you could see the adventures that led to these hauls, basically. So we're going to do them all in one haul. Hopefully it's not too long, and let's get started. Okay, so the first place that we went to in that video was the hospital thrift store. And I picked up a few things there. So let me go ahead and show those to you. First thing I picked up, totally modern. I just loved it. I don't know why. It's this like planter box or whatever you want. Big old made in China sticker on it. It's got these nautical rope handles, and it says eat fresh, local farms, fresh food, farmers market with the truck on both sides. And that was $3. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll take that. I just liked it a lot. Okay. Then they had all of their kids' hats for $1.25, and I just saw this. I hope it fits little man, because like I would say, he's got a huge head, but I think it will, and I just thought it was absolutely adorable. So I picked this up for him for $1.25, and it's got the little ropes and stuff that hang down. That's amazing. Okay. Then I don't even remember what this is, so let's find out together. It is wrapped in paper. Oh yes, this crazy thing. I just knew that this was something special. I feel like it might even be antique. Who knows? I'm not that good at this stuff, but it is so thin. It's this double egg cup. It's so thin, and it's got a beautiful glaze on it all the way around. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a couple of little, little dings, but I just feel like this is super old. It was just my intuition, and when I saw the price on it was only $1, I just grabbed that because I think it's amazing. So this double egg cup for $1. The next thing that I picked up, because it did look vintage to me, was this Christmas tray with the tree on it. Now, it was $2. If you can see that sticker right there, $2. And it says Matchmates by International Laminations, hand wash only, made in the USA. So I picked up this Christmas tray. The lines and everything just screamed vintage on me. Now remember, right now, I mean, one school of thought, but right now, vintage is 2001. Isn't that crazy? I mean, older than that when I say vintage, but it's pretty crazy. Okay. And then I picked up myself this sweater for $4. I know it was a little steep, but it's a hospital thrift store, so it's good. Jean Pierre. I don't know, 100% cotton, so it's nice and soft. And I just thought it was a really sweet color. I don't have anything that color, so I just grabbed that for myself. Then I found this kind of a modern operation game made in the USA. What was the year on this? I saw the year somewhere on this. 2013. So it's very modern, and it's different than the one I grew up with, because I think some of the pieces, look, it's like a phone and a game controller and stuff. So it's definitely more modern, but it's supposed to have 11 little tidbits, and all of them were present. So for $2, I thought I would take the risk on it working, because I was just happy that the tidbits were in there. And my son has never actually played regular operation. He had a dino dissection thing, which was an operation, but never the actual body. So I thought he might enjoy that. Then, did he need this? Absolutely not, if you watch my lunchbox videos. But this is Fit and Fresh, lunch on the go. And it is a lunch bag, insulated lunch bag, and it says, "What's for lunch?" Who's for lunch? Oh, I'm sorry. Who's for lunch with the shark? And he does have one of his lunch containers has a shark on it. So I just thought that was cute. And this was priced at $1, and you can't beat that because these things can get a little pricey. And then I also showed this in the walkthrough, even though it is more so for younger children than my son. There was just something so precious about this little barn that says My Barnyard Buddies, and it's got a little corduroy roof, and inside it has 2 of these adorable little animals. I don't even know if they go with it, but it says duck and cow. There's a tag in here. Does it say anything? No, it says made in China. But anyway, I just thought it was super adorable, and it was priced at $1. So I just kind of picked that up because it was sweet. And then I can't even believe this. I'm looking at my receipt right now. They were 15 cents each, first of all, which is insanity. But look at what I found at the hospital thrift store. I found 2 Greek children's books. And that is absolutely priceless, because try to buy those from here. You're going to spend a small fortune for no reason. So I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. And I didn't know how much they were because I didn't care, because I was like, how much could they possibly be? 15 cents each. 2 Greek children's books. Amazing. Then I found this sign. And if you watch me, you know we have this whole lake house cottage thing going on. That's going to happen, that we are willing into existence. But I saw this just hanging there, and I couldn't. It says Knock on Wood, Norwell, Massachusetts. You never know how many friends you have until you have a cottage. So I thought that was adorable, and it was $1.50. But I found it so unique that I picked that up for $1.50. Then I did grab some ornaments. Now, these ornaments were supposed to be 75 cents each, but I feel like she might have charged me less. I feel like she might have charged me $3. I'm not quite sure, but I did pick up some vintage West Germany ornaments. And, you know, some of them have seen better days, but that's okay. I still love them. So we have this. Oh, this is a Shiny Bright, made in the USA. This is West Germany. And I actually got 2 of those. And then this is a Rausch. And this last one is also West Germany. Now there is some, the interior silvering looks to have some issues, but again, you kind of can't beat that. So those are the ornaments I picked up from there. And the last item from the hospital thrift store, I showed this in the walkthrough. $2.50. This is an opalescent swirl optic Fenton ruffled collar. You could call it a hat, but it's not really the hat. And it's not stamped with Fenton, which means it's pre-1970, but who knows when, 50s, 60s. But for $2.50, that was absolutely insane. So I was all over that and picked that up for $2.50. So that is the end of the hospital thrift store. Then, if you're local, I had to drive out to Mastic for something, and I saw a whole bunch of stuff out at the curb. You're going to think I'm crazy. Saw a whole bunch of stuff out at the curb, and I thought somebody was throwing a whole bunch of stuff out, which wouldn't be unheard of. It happens all the time. So on my way back from where I had to go, I'm like, it was literally on my way. So I'm like, I'm going to swing my car to the side and just take a peek. Well, of course, the moment I stepped out of my car, a guy came out of the house, and then I quickly realized everything was very organized. So it was an actual garage sale in December in New York. I was not expecting it on a weekday. There was a whole bunch going on there. So it's understandable that I was slightly confused, but then I was like, oh, now I got to buy something because I feel like an idiot. But I ended up, the thing that caught my eye, I ended up asking him about, and then I found a couple other things. So let's look at that. So this is what caught my eye driving past it on the way to where I had to go. And then on the way back, look at this. Can you look at this? And there's a chain. This is amazing. My mom saw this in the back of my car. She goes, what is that? That's crazy. Totally 60s or 70s. I don't know. If you ever saw this in your life or your childhood or something, let me know. Or if it's totally modern, let me know. I don't know. Or if it's just is it homemade? I don't know, but it definitely caught my eye. So I asked the guy, I said, how much for this big old thing? He said $5. I said, I will take it. So I took this for $5 from his garage sale. There's like dirt in it. I think they had a plant in it or something, which is kind of what I was thinking. And then I found these two things on his table. So this is one of them. And this guy is marked, I know I saw it, 2002. So next year, a couple months, he's vintage. Believe it or not. I know, it's crazy. So this Spider-Man little guy and these Marvel Universal 1993. So we're already vintage on that too. Believe it or not. These Skybox cards. He's like $1 for both of those. So $1 combined for these. So I spent $6 at the garage sale for that big old wood thing and these two things. So I thought that was amazing. Then further down the road, again, if you're local, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was like Herkimer? Is that Herkimer? I'm driving down towards Montauk Highway and I'm like, is Nana's house open? Because it's never open when I'm local over there. And I was starting to think it's never open. So it turns out Nana's house is a thrift store over there with a very, very good cause. That much I know. But it's never been open. And then I looked at the sign and it's open Monday through Friday. And I'm usually never in that area on the weekday. So it was open and I was like, I was on my way home, but I'm going to pull over real quick and hop into Nana's house. So it was a very interesting place. I had never been in there. I guess they do get some things donated from like retail stores. So they did have a lot of like brand new items. Health and beauty, and even some foods and things like that in bulk. They had like a lot, they had like 10 or 20 of the same thing. So I'm thinking it definitely gets donated from retailers or something like that, but they had everything from soup to nuts, so they had that type of stuff. And then they had, and like makeup and everything brand new. And then of course they had some like vintage and antiques and collectibles and their games. I was looking at their games and toys and they were very, very overpriced, and so were their clothes. Even though I know it was for a good cause, it was like really, really high. But I did find some crazy things. So let me show you there too. This was a place I did not film in because it was my first time there. So I felt uncomfortable. I didn't want to ask. I already got my black light shooting it on things. People already think I'm weird. So I didn't want to be like, hi, can I film? So I did not film in that place. So that is the one place, along with the garage sale, that is not in the video that I'm linking down below in the description box. But let me show you what I got from Nana's house, because it's crazy. So my purchases here make absolutely no sense, but that's fine. I mean, no sense in the fact that they are all over the place, just like their inventory. So by the register, they had these. Now, if you know, these RX bars are pricey. They're like $3 each. So they had these RX bars, only one kind, 12 grams of protein, chocolate sea salt. Those are the ingredients right there, point blank period, on the label. So they're normally, and the date on these I checked, and it's like the beginning of March. So I was like, what? Cool. They were 50 cents each. That's crazy. So I got, I don't know, they're in here somewhere, but I got 10, if I'm not mistaken. I got 10 and gave him the $5 because they take cash only there too, by the way. All right, moving on. I saw this little bundle and I couldn't pass it up because the price was so right. So it is just this little, so we have this. this beautiful etched divided dish. Here's the divisions on it. Interesting. And then these two little bowls that kind of go with it. You see those? Beautiful. And they wanted $3.99 for all 3 pieces. So I was like, wow. No chips, no cracks, no nothing. Flawless, flawless, flawless. So I grabbed that for $3.99. Then, again, all over the place, they had the Market Pantry. That's from Target, right? But it's this 40 count of number 4 brown cone filters. And it was 75 cents. So I always need these. So I grabbed that for 75 cents. Then I picked up one of these. They had a ton of these too. And this was before I did my cookies. And I was like, I might need more. That's a great price. I paid $2.99 for one and felt like I slightly got ripped off, although I'm not sure. But this made me feel better. So it's the cookie icing. 1 red, 1 green. $2.99 for the pack. That's a great price. So I ended up not using it. And whatever. If I don't open it, it's going to be fine till next year. It's fine. It's fine. It's all sugar. It's absolutely fine. Made in the USA, you know, whatever. So there you go. Cookie icing. I think that's Target too, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, $2.99. Another thing I picked up for $2.99, they had a bunch of these too. Dunkin Donuts, Falling for Maple, flavored ground coffee, limited edition. And I did check the date on it before I bought it. June 11th, 2022. $2.99. You know that's a good price, right? What is it at Dunkin Donuts? 6? At least $6.99? Maybe even more? $8.99? I don't know. Then I've tried looking for this. I got to look a little better. I think. But I found this little dish for $2.99. I have no idea what the age is. I know it's old. No chips, no cracks, no nothing, which I cannot believe. Hand painted. And this is Limoges. And it is signed. It is signed. I wish I knew what it said. I think it says Limoges, France in the red. And then it says something like Decor Money. I don't know. I don't know. But that's that. Again, if you know anything, let me know. Of course, $2.99. Please don't pull off the paint. That could be like 100 years old right now. Okay. Whew, we're okay. All right. That's fine. Look at that. Tell me anything you know. Then also by the register, he had these crazy things. This wild Ophelia caramel dipping experience. So it's got chocolate chip cookies, speculoos cookies, crispy wafers, buttery shortbread cookies, stroop waffles, and purlines with the caramel dipping sauce. And I was looking at them. They were down to like $1, I think. There was a bunch, and I was looking, but I noticed they expired a couple days. So I was looking, and then he goes, just take it. So he gave it to me for free. So I got this crazy thing. That's pretty cool. He was lovely. Then we're down to my 2 last pieces from Nana's house. And this one is actually for me. I have a dream of one day having a completely vintage home. That like it looks like you just walked into a 1950s living room or 60s, early 60s living room. One day it's gonna happen, maybe when little man's older. But I found this, and this is a Royal Hager. I don't know the year, I know nothing about it, but it's kind of like squished at the top, you know, like that. And it actually has 2 different glaze appearances. So the first side looks like this. Pay close attention. Was that added after? I don't think so. I hope not. It better not have been, but it might have been. I don't know. It might have been. Maybe it was, now that I'm looking at it. I think it was. I wonder if there's any way to safely take that off without ruining the actual glaze. I don't. Okay, so now I'm sad because I think somebody might have added that. But this is definitely the original side, and it's got these little divots at each spot. So yeah, Royal Hager, and it was $9.99. I did, you know, spend up for it, but I just thought it was cool. And I feel like it's definitely old, mid-century. I could be wrong again, who knows? I just go on instinct, as bad as it can be sometimes. And the last piece I purchased from Nana's house is absolutely crazy. So check this out. So I saw this and I wanted to get it for my mom. Now, it was on the shelf, taped like this, okay? I think this definitely has some age to it. It's got a little bit of crazing, and on the bottom, it says something, Cat Tanala, Mexico, 324. So this is a Tanala piece, and I fell in love with it, and it was $8.99 they had on it. He took the price off, but it was $8.99, and it was taped. So I get it down to the register, and as I was about to ask, he goes, you know, another customer told me that inside there's, and I was like, I was just going to ask you if I could untape it to look at the inside. So he said another customer pointed out to him that it had that chip on the upper side of your screen right there. You see that on the inside of the lid. So other than that, it looks perfect. Other than that, was that, wait, oh no, there's a couple. So there's that smaller one at the 12 o'clock on your screen. There's a little one right there in front, and the big one 12 o'clock on your screen. So they're all really interior though. Like if you look at it this way, they're not. So I was like, oh, okay. Because then I had to think about it for like $8.99. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Then he goes, how about $1 on it because of the chips if you just want it? I said, yeah, that'll do it. So he gave me this Tanala for $1. This guy. And then gives me the cookies for free. Unbelievable. But this piece is going to my mom. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if she knows about Tanala, but she's going to learn, because this is 100% her style and what she goes for. And I think she's absolutely going to love it. And I cannot believe I got a Tanala for $1 that I was ready to pay $8.99 for. So, yes. And to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't know if he meant take $1 off. And I still said yes. And I was like, I'll find out later when I look at the receipt, or when he gives me my total. But no, he gave it to me for $1. So that was my Nana's house experience. Crazy, crazy. And now we are going to get into the antique mall that I went to with my parents. If you saw that video, again, if you missed it, it's down below in the description box. Mom and my stepdad were with me, so it's kind of cool. And it's the second half of that video. The first half is the hospital thrift store, which I showed you the stuff from. So let's get into the antique mall stuff. So the first thing that I got is this set of 5 uranium glass sherbet glasses, and the original price that the booth owner had was the 5 for $30. And I was going to make him an offer, and then it turns out he was there, so he like popped over, and he said it's 30% off on the booth, because I missed the sign because I'm blind, and he's like, it's 30% off. So I was like, oh, and then I had to math. So I was like, that's not, so it's 21, which was lower than the offer that I was going to make. So I was like, sweet, don't make the offer. Cool. Okay. So I got the set of 5 for 21, which I think is amazing. And I will put side-by-side footage here of them in a darker area with my black light so you can see the uranium glow, because it is gorgeous. Okay. The next thing I picked up was $10, and it is this wood decoy, and it looks like his neck's broken, but it's not. It's just like faded in there, but it's not. I did inspect it totally well, and there's nothing. There's no separation in the wood at all. And he does have glass eyes, and he was $10. And I am giving this to my parents as a Christmas present because they are now collecting wood decoys. I don't know if it is because of the whole lake house thing that's happening. I don't know, but I just thought he was beautiful, and I love the wood grain, and it's really nice. You know, it's unsigned and everything, but it's $10. So, I mean, hopefully that was a good buy. I thought it was, because they get super, super expensive. So I picked that up for them. The next thing I found, now I'm assuming this guy is super old. Again, tell me anything you know. He was $1.50, and I thought that was extremely fair, especially for that place. If you watched the video and you saw what was going on there, I thought the $1.50 was fantastic. So they had two of identical ones, and this guy seemed to have better paint. It was less faded. So I got this little ornament. He's a little plastic, like blow molded ornament for $1.50. And again, if you know anything, please tell me. But I thought that was a pretty good find. Unless I'm like wrong and he's like brand new, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Even though I don't know about the string, the gold string. But who knows? Maybe that was I don't know. Let me know, because I'm a mess. Okay, cool. Next, I did pick up 2 Pyrex Friggies, and if you watch the walkthrough, you should be able to tell that they're coming home with me by the little hand movement on them that, like, yes, you're mine now. This one does have a little bit of damage on the inside of the lid. I don't think I quite noticed that. If you can see, there's a little crack there, a chip. But they look pretty good overall. Definitely never ran through a dishwasher. So the small one was 10 and the larger one was 12, and you might think I'm out of my mind, but that is totally right. That is totally spot on, and actually good in some instances. If these were patterned Friggies, guys, I don't know if you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's not good. The prices are absolutely insane. I will put some actual sold comps here for you, not asking, because people can ask whatever they want. Actual sold comps for you on these things, and it's crazy. So 10 and 12, I did get one of these baby Friggies, this one, from my step-grandmother's collection at the estate sale. It was a chocolate brown, but it is in rough shape. It's not even shiny anymore. It's like matte, and somebody definitely ran it through the dishwasher, and I don't think it was her, unfortunately. Towards the end of her life, she did have live-in aids, and I do feel like they unintentionally, probably unknowingly, screwed up a lot of her Pyrex and Corning, and well, not Corning, Corning's fine. But yeah, so the set would be 2 of the babies, the loaf, maybe 2 of the loaves also, I'm not really sure. And there's a bigger one. There's a bigger one at the bottom. So anyway, 10 and 12 is actually quite fine. So I got those 2. Okay, next. Now, the next 2 pieces I did pay up on a little bit, but I was okay with them because they're special. They're just not your run-of-the-mill. And compared to those $20 plates that they had laying all over the place, I thought this was totally worth it. So the first thing I got was this green uranium glass pitcher with this crisscross design on the top. Beautiful, no chips or cracks. The spout is even flawless. It glows like a UFO, and I love it. And I will put side by sides here in a darker location. And this was priced at $25, but there was 15% off at that booth. So this ended up being $21.25. And I think that is totally fine for this item because it's special. You know, this versus a $20 plate. Come on. And the last item I got, I also paid up on, but again, it's special, and I've kind of always wanted one, so I thought this was totally fair. It is this uranium glass juicer. It's absolutely beautiful. Again, perfect, no chips or cracks. These tend to run for a lot of money, so I found this beauty for, it was priced at $28, but the booth, that particular booth, had 20% off, and it was $22.40. So this was my biggest purchase of the day, was the juicer, but so special. And if I can find any sold comps, I'll put them here as well, so you guys don't think I'm out of my mind if you don't know, because I check this stuff out all the time in my spare time, because I'm obsessed with uranium glass. So you will have all the side-by-sides by now of the items, uranium glass items, under black light in a darker location, so you can see the beauty of the uranium content glow. So that is it. That is, let me not break all these things right now, because I would do that. So that this video, it's a lot again, but this is basically all of last week. We have the hospital thrift store, the garage sale that I swung by for 2 seconds, Nana's house, and the antique market. I think that's everything. I think that's all the places. So that's a lot. And we're going to be probably starting over for this week because I love it. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, please do not hesitate to, down below in the comments, tell me anything you know about any of these items, ages, brands, values, anything at all that I am unaware of. And as always, also, just for fun, tell me what you think the deal of the day or the overall find of the day was from all of these places. Now, you have a lot to choose from. I hate it when I do that to you. It's a lot. But if you can, let me know down below in the comments, because I love reading them. I love reading what people think are the greatest find. So that's going to do it for today, guys. If you have not yet hit that subscribe button already, I would love if you would consider doing so and becoming a permanent part of the Thrifty Divas family, because we would love to have you, and we tend to have a lot of fun here. So until the next one, guys, thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you soon. Stay blessed, my friends. I love each and every one of you.